three crazy kids who got way too much power at too young of an age. Let's start with 16-year-old King Christian VII of Denmark, who took the throne in 1766. Christian was known more for his wild antics than for ruling his kingdom. His advisors found him completely obsessed with his own pleasures. Specifically, he was known to spend most of his days with his favorite pastime. His chief physician even wrote an entire book about what he called masturbatic insanity. Christian's fixation left the affairs of the state neglected, which led to many of his decisions being taken over by his advisors and his influential stepmother, Queen Dowager Juliana. As a result, Denmark became a battleground for power struggles among the nobility, all because Christian was too busy indulging in his own vices. Next up, we have 14-year-old Roman Emperor Elagabalus, who became emperor in 218 AD. This kid took the phrase absolute power corrupts absolutely to a whole new level. Known for his bizarre sense of fun, he once let lions and leopards loose during a grand feast just to see how his guests would react. But that wasn't even the worst of it. During gladiator contests, he released venomous snakes into the crowd, watching in delight as chaos ensued. His cruelty extended to his personal life, too. He was known for marrying 5 different women and even a male athlete, sparking scandals across Rome. Elagabalus was infamous for his extreme decadence, dressing as a woman and insisting on being called empress rather than emperor. It was said that he set up a makeshift brothel inside the palace and forced high-ranking officials to visit him there. Unsurprisingly, his behavior infuriated the Roman people and the Senate. By the time he turned 18, he had made enough enemies that the Praetorian Guard assassinated him, throwing his body into the Tiber River. His reign, though short, was one of the most chaotic in Roman history. Now for the most childish ruler of them all, 34-year-old Peter III of Russia. Yes, technically he wasn't a child when he came to power, but he certainly acted like one. Peter was more interested in playing with dolls than ruling the Russian Empire. He would dress his toy soldiers and dolls in uniforms, meticulously organizing military parades for them in his private chambers. His fascination with dolls was so extreme that when a rat gnawed the head off one of his beloved toy soldiers, he went through a full court-martial process for the rat. He even held a mock trial, found the rat guilty of treason, and had it executed in a public ceremony. Peter's erratic behavior didn't end there. He was known for his obsession with all things Prussian and alienated his Russian nobles by enforcing Prussian customs, uniforms, and military discipline. This led to a deep unpopularity among the Russian elite. Just 6 months into his reign, his wife, Catherine the Great, overthrew him in a coup. Peter was forced to abdicate, and he was mysteriously killed shortly afterward. His short-lived rule is a perfect example of how childish behavior can bring down even the mightiest empires. These rulers might have held immense power, but their behavior proves that age doesn't always bring maturity. From King Christian's self-obsession to Elagabalus's chaotic cruelty and Peter's bizarre fascination with dolls, these rulers showed that too much power too soon can lead to some pretty wild consequences. They didn't just rule, they wreaked havoc on their kingdoms. And history, it seems, never forgets those who let power go to their heads or their playrooms.